Okay. Hello? Testing.
Okay. My name is Georgie Brackland, and I'm a sophomore at the International School of Minnesota in Eden Prairie. And I'm going to tell you about Students in Action at ISM. So this is our first year of Students in Action at ISM, and we have 13 kids in grades 9 through 11, and they're all girls. And we decided that we wanted to start a community service club. So we started a community service club, and they were just small volunteer opportunities, like we went to feed my starving children, and we wrote letters to soldiers, and stuff like that. And all of our students are also active participants on our school's Student Life Organization, which is our version of student council, but it varies in leadership positions from academics to activities to outreach. And we have a community service branch, and that's where we put Students in Action this year. How we're organized is we have different committees like outreach to school, outreach to the community, outreach to other schools, and we have a Jefferson Award Committee, and we have heads for each. How we engaged the school this year is we had an activities fair at the beginning of the school year where we had a sign-up sheet for Students in Action next to a sign-up sheet for the Community Service Club. And we encouraged students to participate in both if they had the time. We also hung Take What You Need posters up all around the school, which was just a way for students to essentially take what they need, like love, respect, hope, faith, understanding, so that they could kind of de-stress about the beginning of the school year and all the academics. We also had assemblies and daily announcements promoting all of our volunteer events throughout the course of the year. The Jefferson Awards process for our school was fairly simple, and because we have such a small student body population, we decided that we were just going to print a nomination form and hand it to each student in homeroom and have them nominate one person from their grade that they thought should win the Jefferson Award for each month. Then Students in Action, we would compile all of the results and vote on them as a team who should win each month. And the winner was announced on our social responsibility blog that we started, which just had interviews of all the Jefferson Awards winners and questions and answers about Students in Action in general. Along the way, we also had it on our Husky Herald website, which is our school's online newspaper. And we also had it, they're going to be presented at the end of year honors convocation at our school. ISM Against Hunger is our school's annual fundraiser, started by our school's Parent Connection, which is kind of like our parent board, about 3 years ago to raise money to package food to be sent to the Dominican Republic. And then at the end of the year, over the summer, a group of students who are interested in volunteering go to the Dominican Republic to deliver that food. And I actually went on the service trip 3 times, and I'm going again this year. And this year we have 5 students from Students in Action going on that service trip. And normally what happens is the parents on Parent Connection, they kind of organize ISM Against Hunger and implement it on the students. But this year we wanted the students to be more involved. So we decided that Students in Action is going to take over the merchandise sales. So if you look, there's a picture of a little boy in the corner wearing an ISM Against Hunger shirt, and those are the shirts that we sold. And we raised about $1,500 for ISM Against Hunger. The Race for Hope was Students in Action's own personal fundraiser this year that we wanted to do, where we raised money for a domestic violence shelter called the Sojourner House, located in Minnetonka. And our school just got a brand new school track, and track is a huge sport at ISM. So we wanted to kick off our new track with a 5K to raise money for the Sojourner House. And how we got students involved is we hung up posters all around the school and flyers, and we told each student who participated that they would receive a non-uniform day the Monday after the event where they had to wear purple, which is the national color for domestic violence. And the school that we partner with for sports is called Eagle Ridge Academy, and we wanted to get them involved because they have such a huge representation on our track team. So we went to their school and hung up posters and flyers and everything else to get them involved. How we spread the word this year is, besides the social responsibility blog and the Husky Herald, we also had students write articles to send out through email blast to all of our parents to get everyone involved in what we're doing and to make sure that all of our activities were advertised properly. We also had a brochure that we handed out at all of our events. We also had an assembly to promote our Race for Hope event with a guest speaker from the Sojourner House who talked about domestic violence in general and why students should feel inclined to volunteer. Our goals for next year are to be much more involved in ISM Against Hunger. ISM Against Hunger is a huge project at ISM that takes pretty much the whole first term. And Students in Action's goal is to compile an online cookbook where families from the community of ISM can submit a recipe where they would put online, and Students in Action would compile all of those and put them in a cookbook and sell them to the community to raise money for ISM Against Hunger. We also want to continue the merchandise sales because that was so successful for us this year. And the money for next year's ISM Against Hunger project is going to be put into a Have-A-Hut, which is an idea that Impact Lives had, a nonprofit organization. A Have-A-Hut is essentially a house in a box that we're going to place in the Dominican Republic. We also want to branch out Students in Action to the incoming freshmen, so we're going to hold meetings that they can sit in on, and we want to get more boys involved. We also want students to be very active in volunteering over the summer, so we're going to promote National Lemonade Stand Day over the summer that does research for children's cancer. We tried to get Eagle Ridge, our partnering school, to sign on to Students in Action this year, and we're going to have a meeting with them at the end of next week so that they can hopefully sign on by the end of this year. And next year we hope to add another school or two. How we track our volunteer hours at ISM is through the Presidential Service Award. And last year we had 2 students award the Presidential Service Award, and next year we hope to have 2 students per grade by just promoting the website. Thank you. Any questions? Yes.
606.
That's very nice public speaking.
Thank you. Anybody else? Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned that you don't have any boys in here.
Yes.
How are you going to promote that? Get boys.
That's a good question. The boys at our school are super involved in sports. Like at ISM, you can participate in every sport, any sport you want to, and the schedules work so great that you can participate in 3 sports at one time. So we're going to try to work around their schedules and have more meetings during the school day, during their free periods, so that it doesn't conflict with their sports schedules.
I was going to ask, how did you choose the Dominican Republic? Just out of curiosity.
Well, our school partners with Impact Lives, a nonprofit organization, and I think they kind of directed us to it. And I think the options were between Cambodia and Dominican Republic and Haiti. And we have a huge language program at our school, and about 50% of our school takes Spanish and about 30% French and other 20 Chinese. So almost all the students who went on the service trip spoke Spanish. So when we were in the Dominican Republic, it was really easy for us to communicate with all the kids there, because not only did we build houses in the Dominican Republic and deliver the food, but we also had a chance to interact with the communities there and the bates, which are kind of like the impoverished communities. So we played games with them and hung out with the kids and did stuff like that.
I thought your graphics were really stunning.
Oh, thank you. Anything else? Okay.
All right. Well,
Thank you.